Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Flip Chat and Chill, where we get to, well, we did it. I don't suppose that we drag all of our guests today, but we get to bring a couple of people to talk about the ins, the outs, the ups and downs, the good, the bad, and the beautiful of freelancing. Right now, our topic for today is Mark.
Pros and cons of multitasking.
Ayan. Ooh, somebody's receiving a message. May naririnig ako. Uh, may static. Narinig niyo ba yun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Someone was getting a message. But anyway, so our topic for today is pros and cons of multitasking, and we got a bunch of guests today to help us talk to us about multitasking. Should you do it? Should you not do it? Is it for you? Is it not for you? It is up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to discover right now. And let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please share this webcast and let us know where you are viewing this from. Para naman mabati namin kayo. Mark, are you ready to greet them?
Yes. Pabalik na lang muna siguro. Magandang gabi kay Sharon, Narben, Mary Rose, Vivian, Alex, Lenny, Ivan, Meredith, Mary, Meredith, Lenny, Patricia, Gemma, Sher, Lina, Brenda, Karina, sino pa yung mga nauna kanina? Jonah, yan. And Mitzi. And sa mga bagong join pa lang, kina Lina and Alvin, magandang gabi sa inyo.
Yeah. Sorry guys, hindi ko akalain na magiging short ang pag-shoutout ni Mark. Lamon na lang ako ng lamon.
Shoutouts! Mega shoutouts!
Shout out to everybody to those whom we have inadvertently mentioned pero feeling na flash naman ni Mark, so there you go. Nandyan naman kayo. Now leave a comment down below. Would you prefer multitasking, or would you rather focus on just one task after the other? Yan ba ang gusto ninyo? So why is this our topic for today, Mark?
Yeah, this is a very interesting topic kasi some freelancers, if not most, have multiple clients and hindi maiwasan minsan nagkakasabay-sabay, ganyan. Or may mga kanya-kanya mga parang strategy, sabihin na natin, yung mga freelancers, kung paano nila i-manage yung mga tasks nila, whether it's for the same client or for different clients. So, I guess it's important to us kasi meron naman talagang pros and cons kapag nag-multitask ka. So, yeah, I hope that everyone gets to get something helpful sa discussion na to na magagamit nila sa kanilang freelancing career.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we do crave to have multiple clients, pero ang pinaka na problema natin is, can we handle it? Or should we handle it? That is the question for today. Now, with us is a panel here who are masters of actually juggling a lot of things to do. Let us start with Miss Eileen, who is obviously juggling over there. Ang dami niyang ginagawa. Kita niyo sa background
Yes
niya with all the kids and
po.
everything. So, how is it going, Miss Eileen?
Eto, okay naman po. Siguro kaya po ako napili dito kasi nga I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm juggling between being a mom and being a freelancer. So, yun.
Ano ba naman tomato? Ang iigsi ng mga introduction. Lamon ako ng lamon. Akala ko mapapatagal. Anyway. Yes, Narben Lasola, excited to know the pros and cons of multitasking. Thank you very much there. Also, in our panel for today is Miss Zara. It is my first time to see you today.
Yes
So,
po.
how about you give a small introduction? Who are you and why should I be interested?
Okay. Ako po ay isang mommy at the same time a full-time employee and a freelancer. And
Wow.
nagsa-sideline din ng
Wow.
Young Living Products. Nandun.
Oh. Wow. Ang dami ginagawa. Ang dami
Yes
no,
po.
no wonder nakasama ka namin dito. Thank you very much for being with us, and I hope that you will be able to bring some good input. Finally, we also have somebody who's back. I haven't seen you for a long time, although this lady has been active on the comment section down as well. Welcome back, Miss Jing.
Hello! Welcome back to me on Flip Chat and Chill. Finally, matino na yung, yung aking ISP. Hindi na ako madi-disconnect. And yeah, bakit nga ba ako napunta sa panel na ito? Yeah, I work by day and then I write by night. And then during the weekends, I live stream. Or one of my guests is Mr. Phoenix Jackson. Ayun, every Saturday naman ako nagla-live stream and malapit na yung season finale. So, kailangan magplano ulit ng bagong content. Ayun po.
Nice, nice. Let me remind you guys that Miss Jing is also studying for her bar. Yeah.
Actually,
Sooner or
oo.
later she's going to be a judge. So
Yeah.
ang
May
dami
judge
niya,
na
she
ako.
has a lot on her plate
Oh
as
my God.
well.
O, pwede
And
nyo na ako
napansin
tawagin slasher.
Very
Oo.
nice. Well,
Oo.
ayan. And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, kasama ko po si Mr. Mark Belosa ngayon. Pinaparusahan ako ni Miss Anna kasi bigla akong napa-absent last week. Ang hirap ikwento kapag ganito kasi I'll be taking a lot of your time. But yeah, some things happened last week kaya na-absent ako sa JSU. Si Anna ang sumalo. At ngayon naman, si Mark naman ang naging substitute ni Anna dahil magpapahinga ron si Miss
Yay.
Anna. Anyway, I've always wanted Mark to be my co-host for a long time. This way, naging kasama ko si Mark sa Flip Chat and Chill for a couple of times, ladies and gentlemen, but not this way. Kasi ngayon, full-time co-host na si Mark today. He will be doing many of the things that Anna has been has been doing regularly. Ayan, mga nagche-check, nagfa-flash ng mga comments, tumitingin sa mga comments, and doing the stuff that Anna usually does. And so, kung naninibago po kayo, say hi to my co-host, Mr. Mark Belosa. Ay, ganun pala, Mr. Mark Belosa. Okay, excited to talk about the pros and cons of multitasking. The thing about multitasking, ladies and gentlemen, is it doesn't mean to say that you have to be an octopus. It doesn't mean to say that you are doing things all at the same time. We keep on emphasizing to you guys time and time again that time management is one of the biggest struggles of a freelancer, whether you are starting up or you have been a year veteran in freelancing. Time management. If you are not able to manage your time, you won't be able to survive freelancing. You will burn out easily and eventually you're gonna quit. And that is something we don't want you to do. So, what can we do about multitasking? Let us start with our mom here, Miss Eileen. How many tasks are you doing in a day?
In a day, nasabay-sabay po
Mm.
ba? Madami po, madami. Siyempre yung nandun yung mga scheduled chores, yung parang everyday chores, regular chores, like yung paliliguan mo yung mga anak mo,
Okay.
i-assist mo sa online classes,
Oh yeah.
and then may mga random chores po, like ito po, mga small tasks na pabukas ng ganyan. Tsaka yung mga tasks po sa internship and freelancing. Yun po. So,
Wow.
marami po talaga.
And
And
why
then,
are you
online
still
selling din po.
meron pa pala online
Yes,
selling.
online
Okay.
selling din.
With all the many things that you are doing, why are you still alive?
Siguro po kasi, yung other task po kasi, like yung mga sinasabi ko mga regular task, medyo na siya nagiging regular na sa system mo Parang kahit na nakapikit ka, kaya mo na siyang gawin Hindi na siya
Mhm.
masyadong burden sa'yo. Siguro yung mas nakaka-stress lang po is yung mga new tasks, tsaka mga unexpected tasks, mga emergency tasks, na sometimes yun yung mas nakaka-burn out. Yung mga
I,
unplanned. Yun. Na
I
hindi
like
naman po
that you mentioned
everyday.
that. Yeah, I like that. I like that you mentioned that, Eileen. Thank you very much for that. The thing, ladies and gentlemen, is whenever there is change, marami talaga, karamihan sa atin, like 98% of the human beings will definitely complain because of the change. We have to adjust out of the norm. There is a paradigm shift, katulad ng freelancing, for example. Even right now, let's take today, this year as a very big example. And kailangan nating magkulong, kailangan nating mag-adjust, kailangan nating mag-face mask, kailangan nating mag-face shield, kailangan mag-online classes ang mga anak. That's a huge adjustment. I know. Kasi maraming mga sanay ang mga parents na pupunta na lang sa paaralan yung mga bata, and parents will just do whatever they need to do. Now, the kids are stuck at home. Eh, hindi lang yon. Ikaw pa mismo ang magtuturo sa anak mo. So that is a huge adjustment. And yes, whenever there is something new, we will complain. We will definitely complain because it is another additional task that we ought to do. So, with these adjustments, Miss Eileen, balik na tayo kay Miss Eileen. How many months did it take? How many days, weeks, months did it take you to actually turn these things into a normal for you?
Usually po siguro if everyday naman siya talaga na repetitive, mga 1 week siguro. Medyo
Ouch.
matagal
Okay.
din. Yes. Lalo na po, for example, yung sa online classes po. It took me yung siguro yung 5 days na yon, from Monday to Friday na yon, bago ako fully adjusted. Siguro
Mhm.
ganun din sa mga bata po. Medyo bago din po kasi siya and medyo mahirap. So, yun, 5 days. 5 days po.
Wow, 5 days of continuous uh, hardship. Sabihin na natin, it's continuous hardship until you get to adjust yourself. Thank you very much for that input, Miss Eileen. Miss Zara, sa inyo naman, tell us more about the day in the life of Miss Zara.
Um, Ganun nga, employed po kasi ako sa isang company. So, every day, ang ginagawa ko po is, habang nagsasaing, naliligo, yung ganun. Tapos, pag pagdating ko sa um, sa corporate world, ino-organize ko yung mga things na dapat kong gawin. Yun po.
Oh my goodness. How are you able to, yeah, how are you able to fly solo, to be the captain of your ship? How are you able to manage that?
Time management lang po. Tsaka, yung freelancing, ano kasi, bago kasi siya sa akin. So, kailangan, pagdating ko ng, yung duty ko kasi is 8 to 5. So, pagdating ko ng bahay, kailangan ko nang i-organize yung task ng client ko. Yung ganun, sir, kailangan ko siyang i-organize talaga para smooth yung trabaho ko.
I see. But that does happen, right? Yung nasabi mo na bago ka pa lang sa freelancing. So,
Yes po.
you really have to spend time, kailangan talaga i-focus mo ng husto sa pag-freelancing mo. That does happen because I do remember when I was uh, very young in freelancing. I do remember that I really have to spend time, like magpre-prepare ako, magpre-prepare pa lang para sa work, it takes me an hour, something like that. And then uh, slowly umiigsi yung preparation time. Slowly, parang pwede yung sabi nga ni Miss Eileen na pwedeng nakapikit ng mata mong gagawin mo. It becomes a regular thing. So sa simula pa lang, it's just a small adjustment. Hindi ka ba nahihirapan, Miss Zara, sa maliit na adjustment na ito, coming into freelancing?
Nahihirapan po ako at first kasi may time talaga na na-burnout ako. Parang pagod na pagod ako in a week
Mm.
at saka kailangan ko ng break. Yun talaga nagpahinga talaga ako kasi na-realize ko na hindi na siya healthy sa akin kasi matagal na ako matulog, maaga gumising, yung ganun, sir.
Mm.
So, kailangan siyang natutunan ko na rin yung paano ko siya i-organize and i-lessen yung mga times na yung preparation or talagang naka-help sa akin yung multitasking. Isa rin yun eh. kasi may ginagawa ko ngayon. For example, yun nga, nagsasaing habang nagsasaing, naliligo, yung ganun.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ganun.
Wow. Multitasking is the key for you. That is very nice. Thank you very much for that input, Miss Zara. Now, Jing, since I already know you, since I already know you, let me just ask, let me just ask, kasi dalawang beses nang nabanggit ang multitasking from Miss Eileen and Miss Zara. Okay.
Oh,
What the hell is multitasking? Kasi if you are going to talk
okay.
to me like multitasking is new. Kasi marami sa atin itong sinasabi natin na multitasking. Multitasking lang yan. Kaya mo yan. Multitasking din lang ang kailangan mo. Okay. How about you dissect what multitasking is in your world, Miss Jing?
Okay, multitasking in my world. Employed during the day, writing during the evening, and then find time to study law because
Mhm.
I have to prepare for the bar exams on November 2021, just to be clear. Dahil nangarag na kami. Tapos syempre may live stream pa kasi yung um, parang yung I need to establish my own PR strategy din. Hindi pong, alam ko na hindi forever na nasa
Mhm.
Upwork ako na kailangan ko rin naman na i-promote yung sarili ko. Maybe not in the classic sense na promoting oneself na tipong gusto mong malaman, gusto mong patunayan sa client mo na na kaya mo mag-podcast, kaya mong mag-live stream, kaya mong gumawa ng sarili mong teasers, sarili mong VTRs, gagawin mo. Siyempre, and then here's the proof. Yan, panoorin mo yung ginawa ko. And then, ito, of course, yung minsan na parang nangyayari, multitasking na yung dalawa sa interest mo na pag combine mo na kung nangyari tuloy yung ibang laman ng YouTube channel ko, nandun yung ibang mga review ko na talagang multitasking na umabot sa point na hindi pong kailangan may araw na ang gagawin ko ay yung mga trabaho sa office. Then may
Ooh.
araw na kailangan ko mag-review online classes din kasi yung dinadaluhan ko ngayon. And then may times na na kailangan yung mga live streamed episodes yung kailangan paghandaan ko kasi hindi yung pre-recorded, it's live na
Mhm.
pag ako'y inubo, pag ako'y nabulol, pag nadulas ako sa ibang sinasabi ko, maririnig ng live. So, ayun. And yun yung basically multitasking. Maybe not in the same day, but you plan it out in a week. And then, nangyayari is you set your priorities talaga.
Ayan. I'm glad that you mentioned priorities because I was about to ask that. But beforehand, ladies and gentlemen, kayo nga ilagay nyo nga sa comments, what kind of multitasker are you? Since andito si Eileen at saka Miss Zara, ang sabi nila, what they do is they do it like an octopus. Sabay-sabay. Sabay-sabay lahat. Meanwhile, with Jing, her interpretation of multitasking is you do not have to do everything at once at the same day. You just have to be able to finish your task within the given time. Like within a week, for example, marami ka na dapat matapos doon. So parang ifo-focus mo sa reading sa isang araw and then ifo-focus mo sa review sa isang araw and then doing your work sa isang araw. Ganun naman ang ginagawa ni Jing. So what kind of multitasker are you, ladies and gentlemen? Let me ask that and put the your answers on the comment section down below. Here's a
Comment
question.
down.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Not all the time multitasking is helpful, Carmi. Not all the time multitasking is helpful. Okay, I love this. I love that Miss Carmi mentioned that. Kasi may ang topic nga natin is pros and cons. Now, Mark, when should a freelancer multitask and when should a freelancer start focusing on just one thing?
Well, for me, and this is just my personal preference, as much as you can, focus lang on one task at a time. Um, Siguro kung magmo-multitask ka, siguro piliin mo yung mga task na that don't require a lot of critical thinking or creativity or brain work. kumbaga yung sinabi ni Eileen kanina na pwede niyang gawin
Mm-hmm.
ng nakapikit or ng half awake. Yun. Kapag dumating ka sa level na gano'n ng familiarity sa isang task, then I think it's okay. Pero kung bago sa'yo or it's something that really requires a lot of parang creativity and critical thinking, I would recommend na mag-focus ka lang talaga because you can only do so much, and besides, yung quality ng output mo is not the same as when you're doing like
I
multiple
love
things at
that.
the same
Thank you
time.
very much for that, Mark. Because it actually answers Robinson Simon's question here. Question, was there a time na nagkamali sila sa work dahil sa pagmo-multitask? Ano, the panel, did you ever make mistakes because of multitasking? Not if you say if it's
Yes.
yes. Ako, oo, multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yes.
Multiple
Yes.
times. We are
Yeah.
we are humans after all, Simon. Yes, we are humans after all. Laging meron talaga tayong errors whenever we do many things. Katulad nga ng sabi ni Mark dito. The one good thing that you can do is to focus on one thing and master it to the point na yun nga yung sabi ni Miss Eileen na nakapikit ka na pwede mo nang gawin. And that is the time that you can move on to the next task na pwede mong i-juggle kasi sanay ka na. In fact, that is what I personally do on my projects. Pag meron akong isang project, pag alam ko na, pag nagtagal na yung client sa akin and halos the same thing over and over and over din naman ang pinapagawa, uh, pwede na akong mag-shift pwede na akong tumanggap ng ibang contract in conjunction with my current contract. That is something that you can actually do. Kaya nga, marami sa inyo itong gustong magkaroon ng multiple clients at sa una't-una pa lang. Because of course, we need money, right? That is the purpose of us working. But as Mark said, you cannot sacrifice the quality of your work because that is your quality as a freelancer. Ano man ang nilalabas mo is who you are, your identity as a freelancer. Matanong ko nga sa inyo, kung kayo ang client, papayag ba kayo na 80% lang ang quality na ibibigay ng freelancer mo sa'yo just because, they need the money? Papayag ba kayo doon? I think not. Miss Eileen, what about you? How are you able to bring out 100% despite the fact that you are like an octopus doing everything at the same time?
Ganun din po siguro. Whenever a new task, meron akong new task, minamaster ko muna siya. Like dun sa freelancing, 1 month bago ako nag-add ng another client. Although it's not my choice naman, syempre, dumarating din naman po talaga si client dun sa time na yon. Pero sakto naman po, my first client kasi is August dumating. Then my second client is September na. So by the time na dumating na po si second client ko is medyo master ko na po yung sa first client ko. Pero part-time lang naman po sila at saka flexible time. So medyo madali for me na pagsabayin
I
talaga
like that.
sila.
Parang ano na, yung sanayan lang talaga. That is the key. Sanayan lang talaga. Meron ka bang mga binitawan na task because it is just too much, Miss Eileen?
Wala pa naman po as of now.
Okay, okay. That is good. So talaga ultimately sanayan lang talaga. Miss Zara, may comment dito. Where was that? There from Noemi. Maybe multi roles, but for me, I believe on focusing on one thing. I use time blocking to separate family time, work time, and study time. It seems like that is what you are doing, Miss Zara. It's like you do one thing and then parang pag may time ka saka mo na lang uh, pinagsasabay like yung maligo and then magsaing. How are you able to determine the priorities? How are you able to prioritize which tasks can you do all at the same time and which tasks should you focus into?
Siguro sa freelancing, sir, is yung deadline. Tinitignan ko yung deadline kung sino dapat unahin ko.
Mm,
Yun po. Yun yung ipa-prioritize ko po.
wow, I like that. Learn to prioritize. What about you, Miss Jing? Since you were the one who first mentioned about prioritizing, how do you prioritize?
Okay, yung isang client ko, kahit paano naman tinanong sa akin, would there be any hindrances or any obstacles to accomplishing these tasks on a daily basis? And diniretso ko naman siya na I'm currently reviewing for the bar exams. I may not know what time it is at that time, pero sinabi ko sa kanya na just in case that there are some articles that I cannot submit on time, just to set your expectations, I'm reviewing for them. I'm reviewing for the bar exams na kailangan na yung na once in a while siguro yung ibang mga napag-aralan ko medyo infuse ko doon sa work ko, especially if it's applicable. So yun, sinasabi ko naman sa kanila kaagad na there will be some tasks that I end up doing more than the others, especially if kung medyo taxing na sa energy ko. Yun.
Mm. All right. There you go. Learn how to prioritize, ladies and gentlemen, kasi there are things that we can actually just do it na hindi natin kailangan ng masyadong focus. Pero meron din yung mga things that are very critical. So you have to learn how to prioritize. And sometimes your priorities can go up and down as well. Kasi as a mom, priority mo ang mga anak mo, pero at the same time you also need to earn. So sometimes those two go up and down and up and down. Hindi mo masasabi na within 1 week steady na itong si anak mo ang priority mo. No, you really cannot say that because there are times when your child is fine, behave siya, nakatulog sila, wala silang pakialam sa'yo. Meron naman yung times na kung kailan naman highly demanding ang client mo, nandun silang mommy, 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 everything. Right? So how are you able to juggle this, Miss Eileen? Yung kasi maraming nagsasabi dito na na time blocking and time management, so that means like scheduling, right? But as a mom, we all know that kids are very very random, very very spontaneous. How are you able to
Very demanding.
Yes, demanding too. So how are you able to shift your priorities instantly kapag ganyan na kailangan mo ng pera pero kailangan mo ring asikasuhin ang anak mo?
Siguro when it comes to freelancing po, I make sure na lang na ang kukuhain ko pong mga work is yung tulog na sila. Para po sure ako na hindi sila magiging hindi ako madidistract sa kanila. Kasi talagang very demanding po talaga lalo na yung age nila ngayon. Ang dami nilang kailangan. Talagang sumisingit po sila pag gusto nilang sumingit. So yun.
Ayan. I love that you mentioned that. Ayan ladies and gentlemen, kayo mga moms and dads, and even the single people. Eto, find your priority. Usually, ang tingin natin is pera ang top priority. And at the end of it all, kahit may pera, pag nakaipon-ipon ka rin, sasabihin mo na, no, I need time for my family. So you still need to shift. Why not start it right then and there? Priority mo ang pamilya mo, mga anak mo. And then let freelancing adjust for you. Hindi ikaw itong mag-a-adjust para sa freelancing. Find a job, find a client who will allow you to work on flexible hours. Find a contract where the time is convenient for you. Yun ang hanapin nyo. Malaking pagkakamali talaga ng mga newbies itong ikaw na lang itong mag-a-adjust. Ikaw na lang itong mag-a-adjust para lang makuha mo itong contract mo. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as many here have proven that that is not really the priority. Dahil mababurn out ka kapag ikaw itong iikot, mundo mo ang iikot para lang sa trabaho. Because we have been doing that for generations and generations. Yan ang ginagawa natin. Freelancing is a new thing. And you have to take advantage of this new avenue, new ways of earning money na iibahin mo ang routine mo, iibahin mo ang mindset mo, because freelancing is not just like those typical jobs that you go to. Hindi tayo maglalakad, magta-taxi, magji-jeep, mag-fill up ng CV. We are not doing that here on freelancing. Well, sort of, pero hindi pa rin exactly. There are many things that are changed due to freelancing. So why don't you change your mindset as well? As Miss Eileen has mentioned, well, antayin mo na yung tulog ang anak mo saka ka na lang magtrabaho. So ibig sabihin maghanap ka ng trabaho na convenient sa'yo. Sasabihin nila na okay lang na kung anong oras ka man lang matulog. Yung mga ganon. There's something mentioned here. And eto, sabi ni Mr. Ivan, kailangan unahin mo muna yung isang task, then break for 5 minutes, then everything will follow. It is all about 25 minutes work, then 5 minutes break kapag sa virtual setting. Hashtag Pomodoro Technique. Okay, people have mentioned the Pomodoro, pero every time kasi na nababanggit ang Pomodoro, pagkain ang nasa isip ko. Pagkain, alam niyo naman ako, kanina pa ako lamon ng PBNJ. Pero, yeah, I think I saw that in ESL. Sa ESL din kasi ganyan, 25 minutes of teaching, 5 minutes of preparation. So I think that is the reason why this is effective. Sana yung nagsabi na gumagamit ng kitchen timer. Sana yung So yeah, somebody mentioned about kitchen timer. Where is that?
Yata yun.
Natabunan na.
Ayan,
Ayan,
yan,
yan.
yan.
From Miss Noemi. Noemi said, I also use a kitchen timer for pomodoros para I need to physically stop it. Ayan. How do you help yourself manage your time? Kasi yeah, you know what I kind of don't like when we talk about time management is we just say time management period. But can you tell us more about managing your time? Like Miss Noemi said an example here, she uses the kitchen timer, which is very effective. Kasi nga, there is a reminder out there. Hindi pwedeng basta mentally na sasabihin mo na, no, by 8 o'clock, ganito ang gagawin ko. By 10 o'clock, ganito ang gagawin ko. If you rely so much on your memory, parang mag-a-adjust ka eh. No, I can still do this for 10 minutes, yung magaganyan ka. But if you have a physical alarm, like Miss Noemi says, kitchen timer, you will be able to actually manage your time dahil, oy, time na. Sabi ni kitchen timer, time na. Okay, so Miss Zara, can you talk to us more about actually helping yourself to be able to manage your time?
Parang gusto ko yung i-try yung kitchen timer.
Okay.
Kasi ang ginagawa ko pag nag-organize ako ng things is sinusulat ko siya. Tapos, niscan ko siya kung, uy, ano na ba ako, nakakota na ba ako nito. So, from 9 to 10, yun yung ginagawa ko. So, parang nagsascan ako ng sa notes ko. Doon ko sinusulat yung mga bagay na gagawin ko. Tsaka yung time na kung kailan ko siya gagawin. Yun yung strategy ko.
I love that. Well, no. Thank you very much for that input. And it's good that you're interested about the about the timer. Subukan nga
Yes po.
natin. Yeah, because for me, ako naman, kahit na siguro may mga alarm clock dyan o ano, I still need somebody to actually message me or call me by the phone. Ayan si Miss Carmi, siya po ngayon ang tumatawag sa akin to remind me about
Thank you, Miss
yeah, Flip Chat and Chill and JSU. Siya, siya na itong alarm ko. Sometimes I do need it. You need to be a bit more innovative. Kasi pag minsan, nakaset meron ka ngang alarm clock, pero nasanay na ang tenga mo sa alarm clock, hindi ka na magigising. Di ba? Meron yung
Yes
mga ganun. So you need to be a bit more innovative. You can still use your alarm clock pero doing a different task. For example, if you're working, kapag gising ka, pwede mong gamitin yung alarm clock, at least maririnig mo na agad. Maghanap ka ng ibang paraan para gisingin ka rin. You use your phone, maybe, or you use anything that is automated. Or you use, mag-alaga ka ng manok para may titilaok sa umaga. I don't know, just be innovative and be imaginative because sometimes we need to spice things up. We need to change things. Dahil yun nga, pag nasasanay na ang katawan mo, yung katulad nga ng sinabi, laging example ni Miss Eileen, masasanay ang katawan mo. That is a pro and a con at the same time. Pag nasanay ang katawan mo sa alarm, pag nasanay ang katawan mo sa timer, wala na. Magiging negligent ka na. Dahil sa, yun nga, nasanay ka na. So you need to change things up. Miss Jing, what about you? Are there any innovative things that you do to be able to manage your time?
Okay, so reviewing is about 2 hours. Kasi beyond 2 hours, hindi na kaya ng utak ko. Kailangan kong lumabas, kailangan kong magkape, magchichirya dyan, o kung ano mang gawin ko, o kaya puntahan ko yung aso namin pala. And then, of course, yung, syempre sa online class, minsan, yung sa teacher na rin nanggagaling mismo na, class, pahinga muna tayo, nahihilo ako, yung mga ganon. Yung mga ganong, yung iba excuse, yung ba talagang kasi yung inuunawa din naman namin yung mga lecturers namin, yung ba sa kanila, mga senior citizen na. So, either pahinga muna ng konti, kumbaga CR break, o kaya, yosi break nila, hindi ako nag-yosi. Pero, pagkakataon yun to review, some of my notes, kasi either I jot down the notes on the screen, o kaya yung talagang physically scribbling, dumami na yung notebook ko dito, kaka-organize ng mga sulatin ko. Mga innovative ways to organize yourself. Kasi it's easier to remember once you write it down. And then yung sa timer, siguro nagiging silbi na lang ng timer sa akin apart from the review sessions is kung i-testing kung mabilis pa rin ba ako magsulat, since yun yung talagang kasama din kasi sa ko yun sa sales pitch ko na I can write 500 words per hour. Which is sensible naman, lalo ngayon na kailangan ulit na magsulat, so kailangan ko siyang bilisan ngayon kasi syempre bar exams may time limit. Kailangan kong bilisan ng pagsulat, and of course kailangan organized din kasi pag hindi ko siya na-organized, walang magtitiyagang magbasa ng aking mga sagot. Yan.
I like that. Thank you very much for coming today, Miss Jing, because you reminded me of something. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the times may ine-emphasize namin ang motherhood, pagiging parent, and to be a freelancer. Sometimes the students or the younger generation gets alienated. Freelancing is for everyone, be it you are a mom or a grandmom, senior citizen, or even a student. Just look at Jing here. She is still studying, and my goodness, nakakatakot yung bar exam na yan. But still, she is able to handle freelancing. She is still able to earn money out of it. She is still able to do the things that she loves to do, which is writing at the same time. And so let me inform you, let me remind you guys, ladies and gentlemen, that freelancing is for everybody at any age. Well, as long as you are able to open a bank account by yourself. So, let's say 18 and above, dahil yun ang mga legal ages. Pwede ka pa rin mag-freelancing kahit 16 years old ka pa. As long as you are able to do particular tasks that are needed in freelancing. There is a comment here na natawa ako dito because I definitely sympathize with you, Miss Letty. Mark, could you address this? If they can handle multitasking, may matira pa kaya sa mga baguhan na katulad namin?
If they can handle multitasking, may matira pa kaya sa mga baguhan? For me kasi, lagi siyang case by case kasi we're all different, yung mga sitwasyon natin sa family, sa work, sa type ng client na meron tayo, sa number of hours na trabaho natin, skill level natin. So we will have to look at it like individually. So sa mga newbies siguro, isang siguro importanteng principle pagdating sa management ng time or anything na minamanage mo, yung isang mantra ng mga sa quality, you cannot manage what you're not measuring. So you have to measure something para ma-manage mo siya. So if you're trying to manage your time, you have to measure your time. If you want to manage your weight, you have to measure your calories, your whatever. So ang key dito is like kung baguhan ka, sabihin natin ano bang sitwasyon mo, like may full-time job ka ba? So ilang oras ka available? So kung halimbawa you're only able to dedicate like 2 hours per day, then fine, look for a client na hindi siya magde-demand ng beyond 2 hours. So ganun siya. You can survive. Depende sa skills na ino-offer mo, depende sa availability mo. Magkakaiba po tayo. So for sure, challenging siya sa umpisa because wala namang madali kapag bago, pero hindi siya imposible. Yan.
Nice. Thank you very much for that. You let me touch things up to you also, ladies and gentlemen, to follow up to what Mr. Mark Belosa mentioned. This is a little out of topic, but I need you guys to know that another thing that you need to put away out of your mind is freelancing is not a competition. It is not a competition. Do not if it doesn't help you to compare yourself to other people, don't do that. Don't do that. Most of the times, kino-compare natin ang sarili natin sa ibang tao because we feel kind of insecure. Whether we admit it or not, we feel kind of insecure kasi merong mas magaling dyan, paano na ako? Merong mas marunong gumawa niyan, ano, paano na ako? Di mawawalan ako ng client. That is in the corporate world. Kasi may politics and stuff like that. But in the freelancing world, in freelancing, it is not a competition. Whatever skills you have, somebody out there is bound to need you. You have to think of that. Now, if it inspires you to look at other people, then sure, do that because it helps, right? But if you end up feeling negatively about yourself, like Miss, I'm sorry to point you out, Miss Letty, pero ano, yun kasi, if you feel this way, then I strongly suggest that you do not look at them. Just look into yourself. Whatever you have, somebody is going to pay you for that. Whatever skills you have, somebody is bound to pay you for that. So just look for that client who is willing to pay for whatever skills that you have, whatever skills you are offering. Look for that. Do not look at the competition because there is no competition. Pwede kang mag-apply. Since I am a video editor and Mark is also a video editor, we do not compare ourselves. We do not say, uy, nakafocus si Mark Belosa sa video editing. O kaya even Mr. Shoden out there. Shout out to Shoden. Mga intimidating guys who are grabbing more and more jobs. Hindi ako nai-intimidate because there will always be a need for my skill. So put that in your heart. There will always be a need for whatever it is that you are offering. Like Miss Jing is a writer, Miss Zara is a new freelancer, Miss Eileen is a mom and still going on online selling. So then whatever you have, you can make money out of it still. Despite the fact that there is a lot of competition, which is absent actually in freelancing, right? So tanggalin nyo yan. Huwag niyong i-compare ang sarili niyo kung hindi nakakatulong po sa inyo. Unless kapag syempre, for example, may nakita ko si Mark, uy, ang dami nang nagawa ni Mark. Paano niya kaya nagawa yun? If that is how you would think, then yes, go ahead. Right? So do not let yourself down. Okay, let's go back to multitasking. Miss Eileen, any advice to newbies para hindi sila matakot sa time management? Because when a newbie enters the world of freelancing, maraming mga bagong dapat palitan. So what do you do in order not to be overwhelmed by this change in life?
Okay po. Number one, knowing your priorities. Kasi yun talaga yung magde-decide kung saan ka mas magfo-focus eh. Kasi nga, you can do a lot of things at the same time, but you cannot focus all at the same time eh. Sa isang bagay ka lang pwede mag-focus. So, know your priorities. And then, kung may mga bago, parang isa-isa lang. Wag lahat ipapasok. And then, for me kasi, multitasking, hindi siya long-term eh. Meron kang, certain time na mababurnout ka talaga. So, kapag feeling mo pagod ka, let yourself take a rest. Wag mong pilitin na kayanin. Magpahinga ka, and then, after some time, balik ka ulit. Parang ganun.
Wow. I love that, Miss Eileen. That is a very good advice. Ayan ladies and gentlemen, multitasking is not forever. It doesn't last forever. So wag niyong isipin na gano'n. Dahil parang, I can just imagine the newbie saying, magmamultitasking na ako for the rest of my life. My goodness, parang nakaka-overwhelm naman. No, it doesn't work that way. Multitasking, once na masanay ka rin, you will actually not feel that it is multitasking. It's just generally doing something. So, with that, Miss Zara, sa sinabi ni Miss Eileen na multitasking is not forever, doesn't last forever. Pag nafe-feel mong magbe-burnout ka, magpahinga ka na lang. And you yourself mentioned na at some point na burnout ka rin. What should a newbie do, or the rest of the freelancers actually, what should they do in order to avoid burning out while multitasking?
Prioritization talaga po, yung pinaka-importante. Yung alam mo kung ano yung inuuna niyo, at saka take one step at a time lang. Yung parang wag mo siyang isabay-sabay kasi talagang mag-burnout ka in a week na marami kang ginagawa.
I like that. I like that, Miss Zara. You do remind me of you did just reminded me of myself. Kasi may pagkaganyan din ako. If I am going to do a new project, which I am currently planning to do a new project, ang daming mga pumapasok na ideas, ang daming mga pumapasok na dapat gawin. And for us, normally as human beings, we are always excited of something that we want to do, we want to make out of. Parang since we are still gathering ideas, parang, ito rin, kaya kong gawin to. Dapat idagdag din natin ito. Yung mga ganon, you need to step back and take a breather and then list. Make a list. Ang dami mga nagme-mention dito sa comment section na making a list. You make a list. Tapos doon mo i-measure kung ano talagang importante. You have to make a physical list because if you're just doing it mentally, mamaya naglalaro ang utak mo, hindi mo alam kung ano talagang i-prioritize mo. No matter how much of a genius you are, you still need to make a list. In fact, the geniuses actually make lists. They make a physical list, tapos titignan mo, doon mo na i-measure, you are eventually going to rewrite your list according to priority. So try doing that. If things are getting overwhelming for you, if you think that there are so many things that you ought to do, make a list. Ako mismo, ako pad paper here. This is cheap. Just buy one of these. Buy one of these. It doesn't have to be Pilot. Pero pwedeng big kung gusto mo. Or you can even use a pencil and then write your tasks and then rewrite it according to priority. Because by the time that you see the list, that is when you can say, hindi, pwede ko palang i-X ito pwede namang bukas ito You can do that. Thank you very much, Ms. Zara, for that. What about you, Miss Jing? Because you keep saying you have to prioritize. So if it happens that merong mga nagsabay-sabay na na priority mo, how are you going to prioritize even further what is a priority?
Okay. So, how to prioritize even further, if hindi mo magawa ng 8 hours straight mag-aral isang araw, I know it sounds exaggerated, but that's the reality. Sinunod ko yung advice ng isang prof namin. 2 hours of study a day, minimum, at least. Kasi yung nangyayari nga is, the average brain can handle 2 hours of lecture. Beyond that, hindi pong inaantok ka na, natamad ka na, gusto mo na lumabas, ganyan. And then, mga ganon. Yung, kasi, just, medyo related dun sa you cannot manage what you cannot measure. You have to really set a goal. Hindi ito paramihan ng oras ng isang task. Paramihan ito ng accomplishment so far. So, in related to that, isa pang advice na talagang very helpful sa akin from novelist Stephen King, and nakatulong sa kanya nung matindi. If you are scared of writer's block, ang kailangan mag-set ka ng quota, 600 words a day. So, bali, mga isang article na yon or mga 6 na social media posts in a day. na pwede mong i-plan out throughout the week. Mga ganong plans na kung talagang priority mo yung isang bagay and mag-overlap dun sa isang ginagawa mo, like yung pag-aaral, then pati yung pag-aaral mo napunta dun sa ibang mga social media post mo, make sure na meron kang sariling page
Mm.
or social media page na pwedeng paglaanan ng time para doon. Kasi yung malilito yung, kumbaga parang, pag wala kang sariling outlet, baka mamaya mamali ka ng post sa social media or mamali ka ng post ng article or mamali ka ng submit na unless na na-organize mo yan and of course yung na-schedule mo na rin, talagang doon lilitaw yung yung priorities doon. And if ever for major events, there must be a time frame, at least 2 months or 90 days before the big event itself. Mga ganong kasi kumbaga small term, medium term, long term. Pag alam mong i-breakdown into 3 terms yung yung mga goals mo, ano, ang magiging problema mo na lang is anong uunahin mo. So, of course, unahin mo yung small term. And then, medium term, long term. Yun.
Wow. Yeah. That's also from the financial tips. Whatever
Yeah.
problems you have, you start small. Don't go for the big ones because yung big ones talagang mapapagod ka lang and yet pagkatapos ng big one drain na drain ka na. Andyan pa rin yung mga smaller ones. Start small because
Oo.
the small wins they help you. They stack up the small wins. Uy, natapos ko itong isang task na ito. Yay! Uy, natapos ko itong pangalawang task na ito. More power. Ang dali naman pala eh. Ganon. So start small. I love that. I love that tip, Jing. No, butit na banggit mo yan. Thank you very
Thank
much. Okay, to the rest of you panel, meron akong final question sa inyo. Give us a a single most powerful tip that a person could use to start up time management. And at the same time, I will ask you guys to give us a shout out and whatever advertisement that you want to advertise. But beforehand, let's go to Mark. Mark, could you give us some reminders?
Let me share my screen. Share. Wait lang. Okay, so announcements. This Wednesday, September 23, meron tayong JSU with Joanne Saguban, rakiterang real estate agent. Paano naging six-digit earner in 6 months? And we also have an upcoming seminar on Saturday, September 26th, how to learn new skills quickly and effectively. And yung mga naka-line up natin yan. So last na yung this coming 26th, how to learn new skills quickly and effectively. Of course, sa inyo na hindi pa enrolled sa VA Bootcamp, pwede kayong mag-enroll vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Lifetime access na. We have 3 packages: skills package, accelerated, and complete. Meron din tayong individual courses kung halimbawa gusto nyo lang mag-aral ng writing or SEO or social media, pwede nyo siyang kunin one course at a time, di ba? As opposed to multi-course. Parang multitasking lang, no? Multi-course. Or if you want to save, pwede nyong i-bundle yung 3 courses for 7,990. Ayan pala yung next level freelancing na pag halo-halo ko. So yun, sa mga may experience na sa freelancing and gusto mag-level up, ayan yung para sa inyo. Next level freelancing 101, 102, and 103, and pwede nyo i-bundle into 3 courses. Or kung gusto nyo naman na hindi na kayo ma-stress sa pag-compute kung alin course ang kukunin nyo or kung magkano invest nyo, you can just avail of the complete package for 19,990. May kasama siyang monthly coaching call with none other than Jason Dulay and exclusive exclusive to sa mga VA Bootcamp complete students. Ayan. So, ayun. Salamat sa pagkikinig.
naninibago ako si Mark ang nag-a-advertise. Parang hindi ko na alam kung hindi ko na alam kung anong time akong kakagat ng sandwich ko o kakagat pa ba ako o
Mabilis
hindi.
ba?
Hindi kasi the way you deliver it, it is so, what do you call this? Uh, nonchalant. Parang, okay, kunin niyo ito kung gusto niyo. We also are offering this. Kaya hindi ko na alam kung anong, the level of excitement. Hindi ko na alam kung may oras pa kaya ako na na kakagat ng isa pang bite ng sandwich ko pa. it's so it's so funny kasi naninibago lang talaga ako. I'm so sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. I keep mumbling. But yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we keep talking about multitasking, and we definitely promote that. Na para pa sa inyong mga medyo nahihirapan pa lang sa multitasking, lalo na yung mga baguhan, or even to those of you who don't even realize that you need to manage your time. Heto po, panel. Let's start with Eileen.
Sorry, excuse me.
It's okay.
Sa freelancing, sa multitasking po, siguro yung final word ko is, you can only multitask the simpler task. Multitask the simpler task. And then, dun sa mga complicated ones, lalo na pagbago, I suggest na mag-focus kayo one at a time. So, yun. And then, yun nga, take a
Take a
rest.
break.
Huwag mong pilitin. Tapos,
Yes, go.
pwede na po bang
Go.
mag-shoutout or mamaya na? Okay, gusto ko lang pong batiin lahat ng mga spectacular September na flip intern, sina May, sina Christina, Jen, si Ma'am Shikarmi, si Simon, si Shine, and then si Joey. So yun po.
Thank you very much for being with us, Miss Eileen, and I hope to have you a couple more times here on FCC. Sarap na makasama ang mga moms din kasi, especially with their kids in the background, because it is a lot more realistic. And I know that a lot of you, ladies and gentlemen, can relate to Miss Eileen. What about you, Miss Zara?
Yun nga po, have a to-do list every day and then set a time for it. And para naman alam mo kung ano yung next na gagawin mo. Yun po.
Nakakapanibago talaga. I'm sorry. Paulit-ulit na lang. Have a to-do list. That is her
Yes.
tip. Sometimes it is nice to make a list at night before you go to bed. Kasi pag minsan, if you iisipin mo madali, kailangan kasi do not overcomplicate it. Kapag meron kang piece of paper and then you're going to write, you're going to think, what am I supposed to do tomorrow? Wag mo nang dagdagan pa na ay dapat ganito kasi si ganito, dapat ganito kasi pupunta pa ako ng ganyan. Just write the task and then
Yes.
sleep. You know why? The peace of mind. Knowing that you know what to do tomorrow, knowing that things are in order tomorrow, you will be able to sleep and there will be less overthinking. Kasi nandun na nga sa listahan, na ilagay mo na lahat na yung mga overthinking mo na i-transfer mo na sa papel. So you will have a bit more peace of mind there and you will be able to sleep soundly at night. Thank you very much for that tip, Miss Zara. Meron ka bang advertisement or babatiin?
Ano po, gusto ko lang i-promote yung Young Living Products, essential oils. Kung may
Yes,
gusto, i-PM nyo ako. Yan lang po.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. And finally, Miss Jane.
Okay, so ito, since most commenters would say na make a to-do list. Of course, you have to make a to-do list, but you have to also make a list of accomplishments you made in a day. Hindi to paramihan ng oras ng trabaho. Paramihan din to na-accomplish to. Ito, nakapag-post ako ng vlog. Ito, nakapag-post ako ng trailer. Ito, naka-edit ako ng teaser para sa sa Canva. Ito, nakapag-voice over ako, ganyan. So, sa social media, medyo madaling gawin yon kasi 2 posts a day naman ang kailangan doon. But everything else in between kailangan doon. At saka, i-share ko yung isang anecdote doon sa tagal ko nang di nakapanood ng K-drama. Huli ko napanood is Queen Shondok. Sabi doon, kasi parang may story doon na sabi, Tagalogin ko na lang,
Mhm.
sabi, "Bakit gano'n? Ang dami kong ginagawa. Pakiramdam ko wala akong natatapos." And then siyempre ang advice sa kanya, magpahinga ka kasi.
Mm.
And 'pag nakapagpahinga ka na and then you look back at everything na nagawa mo, makikita mo alin ba yung tapos and alin yung kailangan pa ng improvement o finishing touches kumbaga. Yung tipong never underestimate the need for sleep. Kasi
Mm.
kailangan nating ma-refresh ang utak. And hindi puwedeng lagi dahilan na nag-graveyard shift tayo, eh. Kailangan may time to sleep talaga. Just to make sure na napahinga yung utak natin para paggising, ready for work, ready for everything. Kumbaga na-restart ka na, for the day, for the night, or whatever time na na magtatrabaho ka. You're ready to study, you're ready to work, you're ready to roll, 'yun.
I love that. I love that. And ayan, ladies and gentlemen, if you noticed, si Miss Ching po, thematic siya. Ang gusto niyang i-emphasize po sa inyo, ang gusto niyang tutukan niyo po is to rest. Learn to rest. Because in the midst of thinking about multitasking, puros yung mga to do ang iniisip natin. And as Miss Jing said, those aren't the only things that are important in life. What about the things that you have done already? And what
Mm.
about the time where you need to rest? Kasi yun nga yung sabi niya, your brain can only handle things for within 2 hours. So stop it. Huwag niyong pilitin because you will get less and less productive. You want your brain to be at its most efficient capacity. Pag natapos yon, why the hell should you bother yourself if your brain can only function 80%, 90%? Why the hell should you bother, right? Might as well recharge muna para makapag 100% ka in everything that you can do. I love that, Miss Jing. All right, anything you want to promote and
Yes,
shout
plug
out?
ko lang yung season finale, Writing Gencast. Usually it's 8 p.m. Kaya lang dahil nga sa aking season finale guest, in-adjust ko ng 6:00. Ayan na nga,
Mm.
season finale guest, the VA founder himself, pumayag na siya. Boss Jason Dulay,
Hey.
siya po magiging guest ko for this Saturday, 6 p.m. It will be a 2-hour special. Of course, yung ibang surprises doon, hindi ko pa masasabi sa ngayon. We're still in the middle of planning everything. Of course, mega mega shoutout to Wakalas Productions for
Mm.
being my tech support sa aking live stream sa YouTube. And of course, nakatulong din na simultaneously live streaming on YouTube and Facebook na ah, yung aking live stream, the Writing Gincast. And ano pa nga ba? So, ayun po. 6 p.m. this Saturday, September 26. Kumbaga, before watching the webinar on 8 p.m. on Saturday, of course, visit my live stream muna. You
Mm-mm.
can choose between YouTube and Facebook. Panoorin niyo po. And then kapag meron kayong mga gustong itanong kay Boss Jason that time, itanong mo kay Jason, ayun, gawin niyo po this Saturday 6 p.m. pala. Oo, yun po. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, thank you very much. And I strongly advise you guys to go visit her YouTube channel dahil nandun ako. Nandun ako.
Episode
So,
9. Episode 9. Yes,
shameless promotion. Shameless
promote
promotion. But
po for
yeah,
the
thank you very much. And you know what, Jing, congratulations. You have reached so far already from the time that I first saw you. You have gone leaps and bounds from
thank
then. And I
you.
know that you will go further in that. Yeah. And thank you very much, Miss Jing. And
Thank you.
Mark, what about you? Any inputs?
Sinabi na nila. Sasabihin ko sana is take care of your
Mm.
brain or love yourself, pero na-cover na siya ni Jing. Siguro ang dadagdag ko na lang is learn to say no.
Oh.
Kasi uh, I don't know about the others, pero minsan ako personally, meron akong tendency na if I think I can do something, parang tanggap lang ako ng tanggap, yes lang ng yes. So, hindi masamang mag-no. Yan. Hindi masamang mag-no. Um, Siguro babalik lang to dun sa sinabi ko kanina na ano, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. So if you're not aware, like how much time you're spending on a particular task, gaano kakabilis makatapos ng isang trabaho, then baka ma-overwhelm ka kasi yes ka lang ng yes kasi akala mo kaya mo pa, akala mo may time ka pa. Yun. So it all starts with awareness. Kailangan alam mo yung capacity mo, alam mo yung kakayahan mo, and then kapag alam mo na hindi mo na talaga kaya, okay lang mag-no. Yan. So yun. Yun lang po.
And that is also important. That is also important in our everyday lives, hindi lang sa freelancing. You just got to know when to stop. You just got to know when to say no. May nag-comment dito na yes, you got to learn your limits. Who is that again? Where's that? Learn your limits. Limits, limits, limits.
Meron siya mo sinabi kanina pa, medyo
Yeah.
matagal.
Oo, ang hirap hanapin. I'm so sorry that I cannot find you. I'm sorry. Ito ang ayoko sa StreamYard dahil hindi ako maka-bookmark ng ng mga comments. But yeah, you gotta learn your limits. You gotta know when to say no, according from Mr. Mark Belos. Thank you very much for being my co-host today. And ladies and gentlemen, our topic for today is the pros and cons of multitasking. May idadagdag ko naman is you use if people keep talking about lists, right? The problem with lists is sometimes it gets overwhelming. But once na nakita mo na merong isang mahabang text dyan, it is kind of overwhelming. Nakakatamad, gusto mo nang itapon. So sometimes uh, so thank you very much, Jeline. Yeah, so sometimes it also helps to be creative in the way you remind yourself. If you are a visual person, use post-its. Isulat mo lang dyan whatever reminders you have and then post it anywhere. Post it on your wall, post it on your keyboard, post it on your monitor. There you go. Ayan, si Miss Jing naman, yung record books niya. Oh my goodness, writer talaga. Oh my goodness, ang dami. Ayan o. So, talong-talo ako, ito lang ang gamit ko eh. But yeah, be creative. Find other means to be reminded. And when it comes to being reminded, sa inyo lalo mga newbies, you need to find a partner, an accountability partner. Having a partner, you will be able to remind your partner that they have to do things, they have to achieve things. And having a partner as well reminds you na kailangan mong gawin ito, ganire. Find a partner where you can magpakumustahan kayo. It doesn't have to be a coach. It doesn't have to be a veteran. In fact, to me, I personally strongly advise, my God, tuloy-tuloy pa rin kay Jing ang dami. I personally strongly advise for you newbies to find a fellow newbie. Masarap na may kasama kang sabay-sabay kayo sa journey because both of you will be lifting yourselves up. So, your partner can say, when I say partner, I'm not talking about intimate partner. Okay, I'm talking about just an accountability partner, a friend, and you will boost things up. You will share your problem, and then your partner will also share his or her problems, and you both can solve each other's problems. Pag hindi nyo ma-solve, then you can ask a coach. But ultimately, maganda kapag may kasama ka na accountability partner because both of you will remind each other what you should do. And that is also exciting in the life of a freelancer because you gain so much, so many people out there are out to help. Yan pa ang isang tema ng freelancing. It is not just so much about what we gain. Most of the times, it is very, very rewarding for us to give. Yeah, so whatever you can, if ever you can help somebody, be it a newbie or not, if you are a newbie or not, if you are able to give advice to somebody, then go ahead and give it. Dahil it is all about giving us, sabi ko nga sa inyo. Now, when it comes to the pros and cons of multitasking, it seems like naging fixated tayo sa parang hindi balance ang discussion napunta tayo sa multitasking all the time. But the thing about multitasking is the not multitasking makes it a little bit more sensible and it is a little easier because all you have to do is focus on one thing at a time. Kaya nakafocus kami sa multitasking because it is a bit more difficult to tackle. But we are not forcing you to do it. Again, as I keep saying over and over, it is up to your comfort zone. Kung our objective is to make your lives easier. So if you are the kind of person who really wants to delve into multitasking, then this episode is the right one for you. But if you are the kind of person who just wants to sail along and just do one task at a time, then this episode is still the one for you, because we want you to realize that there are other stuff that other people are doing, and you have your own journey. That's the key. You have your own journey when it comes to succeeding in freelancing. Okay, whatever tips that we give you, it is up to you to listen to it, or you can disregard some other advices. We do not force you to do things our way. It is always your way. Now, thank you very much, Mr. Mark Belosa, Miss Jing, Miss Eileen, Miss Zara, to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. If you find time, go ahead and send them some messages of thanks. And if you have any further questions, then go ahead and ask them. But just remember, their time is expensive, and so can yours. Thank you, and see you again next time. Bye bye.